Hey everyone! Today I'd like to tell you one of my favorite stories. The story of my biggest fail. Like if I have success stories. Still, this story is really special. I almost got kicked out of school. But before we get started, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep rolling. That day seemed to be calm and peaceful. If only I knew I would end up sitting at the principal's office. I wouldn't have gone to school at all. As they say, the best way to avoid the issue is to stay away from places where you can get them. Piece of wisdom from KLER. Yay! I used to be a good student in general. I had some snags, of course, but you had to really mess up to be kicked out. And I did mess up. That day, I did a combo of things you should never do at school. I and some other students had to stay after school to clean up the class. And we had a great start. We slept to wash the floors, wipe the boards, and so on and so forth. We completed all the tasks that we were supposed to complete. And then we had to dump a bucket of dirty water. Usually, we went to the bathroom to do that, but the class we were cleaning was on the 3rd floor, and the women's bathroom was on the 1st floor. Do you know what else was on the 3rd floor? Windows. I got an ingenious plan. I took the bucket and ta-da! Dumped it into the window. My classmates were thrilled. Wow, KLER, what a cool idea. Yay, no more need to carry this frickin' bucket around. Right. Thanks. I'm full of ingenious ideas. Who did this? I told you right away that was a bad idea. Deadheads! It turns out I accidentally dumped the bucket on our head teacher. Oops. We looked out the window to see what happened, and we were immediately caught by our head teacher. It's scandalous! Where did this water come from? Who did this? It was raining. Raining? Seriously? It was raining cats and dogs. A real storm. Haven't you seen that giant cloud? What cloud are you talking about? It was there the whole day long. Haven't you noticed it? I should not have mentioned the cloud. That teacher has been my personal cloud since then. She was chasing me and storming right above my head. She was raining and hailing F's and E's. And that's not it. When we finally abandoned the window, we saw the grade book left by our teacher on the desk. And the guys convinced me to nip into it and get some grades fixed. Bet you won't make an F out of an E. Ha! That's a piece of cake for me. Ooh, that was my biggest mistake. I really had to ignore them and finally go home. But that stupid KLER from the past did everything possible that day to get kicked out of her school. This way, a bit more. What are you doing, KLER? It's not what you thought. But in fact, it was exactly what she thought. The student was writing something in the grade book right in front of her. What else could she possibly think? And that's when I had to see the principal. I was scared to death. Never before I'd been called out by the principal. Only for a good cause, like when I was given some medal or certificate. This time, it was all different. I guess they weren't gonna give me a medal for the perfect bucket dumping. When I came into the principal's office, he was already in there staring at me. I got a feeling I was in some kind of crime movie being tortured by the police. There was a good cop and a bad cop, but I still had to go to prison. Wow, that's not the kind of an end I expected.
So, KLER, do you know why I called you up here?
I won't say a word until my lawyer gets here.
What lawyer are you talking about?
My lawyer! I need my lawyer, otherwise I won't tell you a word. And I was sitting there in silence for about 40 minutes until my lawyer joined me. I mean, my grandpa.
Well, you should know that your granddaughter dumped a bucket full of water on the teacher's head and tried to fix some grades in the grade book. Also, she did not clean the room properly. I still see dust here and there.
Hey, someone else did it. I'm ready to be brought to justice for the things I've done, never for the things done by other people.
What did she say? She said you were exaggerating a bit.
And then the principal said they could have kicked me out of school for faking the grades. And they would have done so if not for Grandpa, who is the best lawyer ever. He convinced the principal that I was correcting other people's grades just to help them. By the end of their talks, I was mostly holy, so I was put on probation and let go home. I was very nervous and happy that this nightmare was finally over. But it wasn't. I had another cop waiting for me at my home. My grandma. And my lawyer tricks didn't work there, you know.
Are you gonna say any last words, defendant?
I have nothing to do with it. She should have carried an umbrella on her. I have a family, kids and pets. You can't put me into prison now. I'm at the peak of my youth now.
So, the grandma's cot has sentenced you to 3 weeks of no games on your mobile and computer.
What? That's an abuse of power. I will complain.
The judgment is final and binding.
So I got heck from my grandma, and I guess my grandpa did too, for not telling her the truth immediately. But I was still happy for not being kicked out of school, despite the fact that I was bored to tears for 3 weeks with no games. That was quite a story. Have you ever been expelled from school? Write in the comments whether you liked the video, and don't forget to turn on the notifications not to miss any of my terrific videos. This is Claire. Bye-bye!